on a phony Hillary Clinton Russian propaganda, never confirmed dossier. In other words, if Rosenstein did that, that's outrageous because before he extends it beyond the 90 days, doesn't he have an obligation to verify it?
Exactly. But remember, Comey, even in as late as the spring of 2016, said the dossier was fallacious and unverified. And I think when the memo comes out, I mean, I can't say anything about it, but I think you'll get a fuller picture on some of this stuff and on not only what was used, but what was verified. And so I think those questions will be answered by the memo. You have this situation where if Rosenstein comes in, he's one of only a couple guys by statute who are even allowed to do this. And we know Jeff Sessions was recused. So one of the follow-up questions once the memo is released is, did Rosenstein sign one? And if he did, and he didn't go back and verify any of the stuff in there, then obviously he would be complicit, even if it's after the original surveillance, after that fact. But then that would explain to you why he was so insistent on fighting turning this stuff over to Congress, because I think he knew that if he signed it and Congress found that there was abuse, that he could be implicated as well.
Well, let's go through the whole thing here and tell me what part of this I might have wrong. And by the way, I'm not even discussing Uranium One, but so we have an investigation, and I say the evidence is overwhelming, incontrovertible, on Hillary Clinton and the email server scandal. Number one, it never should have been off-site. She has not only a fiduciary responsibility, but a national security responsibility to keep that information safe and secure. So she puts all of this off-site. Mishandling of classified top-secret special access program information, that's a crime. She destroys 33,000 subpoenaed emails. That, to me, would be a crime of obstruction. And then, just to make really, really sure, she acid washes it with bleach pit, and then she busts up her mobile devices with hammers. Okay. Then we get the fix in. We have Comey and Strzok is a Trump-hating, Hillary Clinton-loving individual that says there's no there on Russia, but if I can impeach a president, then I'm interested, as he talks to his mistress girlfriend. They're writing an exoneration before an investigation. Okay. Then you got Hillary Clinton paying for a never verified, even by Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS, Russian propaganda dossier, $12 million. Her campaign and the DNC she's controlling funnel it through a lawyer. And that is to rig the general election, just like she rigged the primary against Bernie. And then they also use it as the foundation of a FISA warrant against the opposition party candidate Donald Trump and an incoming president-elect Donald Trump and his team. Is there anything I've said here that's false?
Well, I definitely can't dispute. I mean, I think there's even, more. I think you were a little kind with how they handled Hillary. Yeah, they gave her a total free pass. But remember, her underlings like Cheryl Mills, Puma, they were making false statements left and right. There was no false statement prosecution on any of them like you've seen with General Flynn when they rushed to interview Flynn at the White House shortly after the Trump inauguration. So I think when you look at the text message, and one of the reasons why we need to get the missing text messages, you see Peter Strzok's bias, and that's apparent, not just that he doesn't like Trump, but that we can't let Trump get elected or we need an insurance policy. But then the whole scenario you outlined, the questionable actions in both cases dovetail with Strzok's bias. I mean, I think that's the problem. The bias of itself is troubling, and you shouldn't have someone there with those views and those high-profile cases. But is it affecting your actions? And I don't see how you can look at Strzok and say that he was not influenced on that. He wanted to bring Hillary's case to a conclusion. He wanted to water down Comey's statement from extreme carelessness from gross negligence, but he has always wanted to go after Donald Trump. And that's what you see on some of this stuff. So I think
we do have some good news, and I was able to break this last night on Hannity, that, in fact, that the Department of Justice, government officials now, have confirmed that they are recovering the 5 missing months of text messages. And so I've got to believe there's probably going to be more smoking guns as they continue that process of being able to get that information. But the fact is, we have, now that brings us to Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller was appointed. We've now had a year investigation. and he was appointed because James Comey wanted it, because he leaked information that may be illegal to his Columbia professor, now attorney. How convenient. I guess they have attorney-client privilege. And then Robert Mueller, his BFF, is appointed. We have no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. And then you set poor General Flynn up in a perjury trap because they surveilled, didn't minimize, unmasked, and released raw intelligence, and set him up for a perjury trap, even if he misremembered. And now we find ourselves where we are today. And I just want to know, when are we going to get the memo released, and how bad was it when you went over to see it?
Well, I want to release as soon as possible. Those guys are working on it. I trust that they want to do it and get it out there, but we need to get it out there as soon as possible. And look, a lot of us have had questions about how all this stuff happened. We had our views about, especially when we saw Peter Strzok and all that thing. But you read it, and it confirmed some of my suspicions. And there are some things in there that really surprised me that I would not have expected, and it's not in a good way. So we need to get it out. It'll be important. The public will have intense interest in it, and I think it will cause there to be some further reshuffling in the DOJ and FBI.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Florida Congressman, Freedom Caucus member Ron DeSantis. Don't forget, if you live in the great state of Florida, he is now running to be your next governor, which I think would be a great job for you. We'll come back. We'll continue on the other side of this as our breaking news continues. This is the Sean Hannity Show.
And I believe that's why Donald Trump has said he's more than happy to talk to Robert Mueller, because it's going to prove that the FBI and DOJ was colluding and was setting up Donald Trump so that they could try to throw the election over to Hillary. Of course, it didn't work. All of it didn't work. And all these congressmen, thank God, some of them are going along with it. Good job. The ones that aren't, like Lindsey Graham and all that, who says that we should be breaking the laws and creating amnesty for everybody. Lindsey Graham needs to go stick it right up his butt. And they need to stop letting Democrats vote in the Republican primaries in where he's from, South Carolina or wherever the hell he's from. They need to stop letting Democrats vote, because that's why he keeps getting in, because he's a damn rhino. And it just gives him that, he's just libtard enough to win, and good enough, because maybe they can't corrupt a Democrat candidate there enough as much as Graham is. Graham is totally corrupted on both sides. What a joke. But I'm glad Trump is willing to talk to Mueller. Now we know why, because Trump knows it's going to come to a head, and the real Russian colluders are going to be exposed, and the people that set Donald Trump up, and this dossier and all these text messages that are really bad. They have probably really bad messages in there that are probably homicidal maybe, and money laundering and all kinds of stuff, and it's going to bring down a lot of people, and it may even change people's minds on the Democrat Party to where they don't vote Democrat for a long time because it's so freaking corrupted. It's disgusting. Our justice system is garbage, and only good, honest people are the ones who are getting busted for crap, and people that are really evil and actually breaking the laws and doing really bad things are getting away with it because they buy everybody off. That time hopefully is over, and they should be treated equally under the law as we are when we break laws. So hopefully we're getting to the meat of this, and Donald Trump can finally prove his innocence, which he already was. He did not collude with Russians. There are no Russian bots on Twitter that are supporting Donald Trump and saying release the memo. It's all people. It's not damn robots. It's been proven. That's retarded.